Highlighting the contribution of the public service in the development process, a consultation was held with various stakeholders to discuss the way forward and the benefits that the public sector offers to citizenry. The session was held at the Multipurpose Cultural Center, where members of the public were invited to share in the deliberations. More in this report.
On June 23rd, the Twin Island State joined the rest of the world in observing Public Service Day. In observance of the day, organizers planned a week of activities, which included the panel discussion. One of the major topics addressed at the forum was if the public sector could be an employer of first choice or if it should maintain its capacity as one of the leading employers in the island. Executive Director of the Antigua and Barbuda Social Security Board, David Mathias, says the public sector is important not only to the people but to government's continued existence.
Social protection, civil protection, physical protection, nursing services, healthcare, education. To remove these things as a gambit or to remove them from the social milieu is to then say you do not need a public service. Because you have to have them and because they are essential, then the public service becomes an essential employer, if not the employer of first choice.
Vice President of the Public Service Association, Sandra Williams, says if the public sector is to be an employer of the first choice, the necessary changes will have to be made.
The possibilities do exist for the public service to be the employer of first choice. There will have to be some level of structural restructuring. Some would have to be structural changes. Some would have to be organizational development. You have also in the human resource management policies, you have to have some legal changes to some statutes. And I see Jessel with the Civil Service Act and I supposedly the regulations also. And I hope he also has the Public Service Commission's regulations. There should also be some changes in some employees' work ethics and attitudes. The changes should not only be in public administration, but also in institutions.
President of the Employers Federation, Akers Stowe, says serious decisions would have to be made on making the public sector viable. Stowe says consolidation might have to be one of the options considered in order for public sector transformation to take place.
If we're looking for an employer who is the first employer that a prospective employee would consider sending out an application to, and we are concerned about the growth of the public sector, then we ought to start looking at consolidating services. What services do we provide at this point today that we can improve on, consolidate, and present to the general public? Because you see, that is where it starts, efficiencies. Once we've consolidated the services, we get the right people to fill the positions, then we drive the processes to deliver those services.
Public Service Day is being celebrated under the theme, Building a Public Service That Works for You. Larissa Francis reporting for ABS News.